Since CC, or by his Indian name, Man Who Rants in Cars, I made a video. We're going to go through one of today's video. And no, I'm not trying to offend Indians, just a little joke.
Westchester County, it's 11/26, 2025. It was the night before Thanksgiving dinner. And all throughout the house, there was a flat earther who was anticipating the bullshit that he or she is going to have to deal with tomorrow. I mean, well, let's see. Let's have a chat, guys, about tomorrow's dinner. Okay. Tomorrow is your first test. You see, Halloween really isn't much of a test because you don't have dinner and you don't have any sit-down, round table chats or anything like that. You just stupid costumes and go to parties and, I don't know, maybe people get drunk. I don't know really what people do for Thanksgiving anymore because, Halloween anymore because it's just another made-up bullshit holiday to keep you going. See, these holidays are interesting because they come at a time of year here, at least in New York and on the East Coast, when miserable weather sets in. You know what I mean? A lot of deaths this time of year, and they usually happen January, somewhere around there, from December. I've noticed a lot with the elderly. It's something to do with the time change that they still don't want to get rid of. I don't know why they still have this bullshit. I mean, this is something we had back in farming days. There's nobody farming anymore. Did you hear about that one thing? This is fucked up, man. Oh, where did I see this? I saw this in an article that popped up on my phone. Something about, oh shit. It was about chicken. And I saw Bill Gates in the background. Something about chicken is being 3D printed. Oh, Campbell's soup. There you go. That's what it was. Just came to me. That could quite possibly be 3D printed chicken. Oh, man. It's just disgusting. You figure of all fucking things, you could at least buy a fucking can or a can of
Okay, a few things in this segment. About people dying more during the winter, that could be confirmation bias. You just primed to notice that these people die more. It's like everything goes crazy during a full moon, and you're just ready to see everything going crazy on a full moon, and so you remember it more. Plus, people get colds and flus more this time of year. Most of it's due to because people are trapped inside in close quarters most of the winter, so people come in contact with the cold and flu viruses. That's mostly why, and a lot of older people have compromised immune systems. He talks about 3D printed chicken. There was a vice president of Campbell's who did make a comment about the chicken being 3D printed. Nobody knows the truth behind that, and he insulted some of the employees. So we don't know what was going on there. And people still farm and garden today, Chris. I know you live in a city, and as I've seen in the past, you have like a little potted garden. That's basically what I had this year, but sometimes I have a bigger garden to grow vegetables for my family. Plus, in my area, we have like wild blueberry farms, aquaculture, which is farming the seas for fish like salmon. There's some people in the area who have beef and cattle, some for beef, some for dairy. Our province is actually very well known for potatoes. A famous French fry company is actually based here, McCain's. Several chip companies have factories here, and there's still people who farm on a daily basis. So the daylight savings thing is mostly, I think, for factories and big office buildings because it's easier to heat them during the day. So it's nicer to have them open during daylight time. So no, nobody really knows why they keep it. It's not For me, it's not annoying, but for some people, it's annoying. Okay, back to Chris.
Soup without having something fuck with. It's unbelievable. They want to kill us. That's all they want to do. Or they want to get you sick. They want to keep you sick. Look at this hospital over here. This hospital has put millions of dollars in one section. And that's the cancer section. Okay? White Plains Hospital. Another section. Another cancer section. Okay? You think cancer's going away anytime soon? Negative. There will never, ever, ever be a cure that comes out for any fucking thing. Anything. Ever. It's a business. It's a corporation. It's something that is going to never be cured. What is the point? We had home remedies already for most of this shit. You didn't have to go under chemo, or you didn't have to do all of this stuff that costs thousands of dollars and makes doctors millions of dollars. Why do you think they would spend multi-million-dollar to put a multi-million-dollar structure on a hospital when hospitals 50, 60, 70 years ago were the size of a little school? You know what I'm talking about? Now they're like these gigantic things because it's a business. Okay? That's all it is. It's a medical business. That's why you're getting all these new companies that are taking over the old companies. It used to just be medical groups. Now it's corporations. Okay? My doctor was part of a medical group. But
if home remedies worked, they would be called, and they were tested and proved to be worked, they're called medicine now. If they're not effective. So that's the thing. And the thing with adding the cancer wards to hospitals is because there's probably more and more patients with cancer as the population ages. Plus, a lot of the devices to test and treat cancer are fairly expensive. And cancer is not just one disease, it's basically an uncontrolled growth of cells. And there's multiple ways that these cells can get out of control. So there's multiple different cancers, and you have to have some multiple different solutions. And for some, we're very advanced, and for others, we're not doing so well. But that's why you have expensive cancer treatments. And yes, in the States, medicine's a lot more corporate than it is like in Canada. In Canada, the hospitals are either directly or indirectly run by the provinces. But in the States, it's all corporations that run most of the hospitals, so they're completely different. A completely different organization than in Canada. So they are out to make a profit, and sometimes that does suck. Okay.
Wow, did you see Artemis? Yeah, they're taking off. They just delayed a couple of months. That's all, maybe a year at best. But Artemis is taking off, okay? We are going to the moon. We are going to sit on the moon and have a Coors Light on the moon, okay? Don't worry. We'll hook up the tube to the helmet. Oh yeah, we had those things back in the 80s. They had the helmet.
Okay, the way spacesuits work is there actually is a tube for it to allow astronauts to get a sip of water from now and then. And it's just located right below the mouth. And there is hoses throughout the suit to help cool the astronauts, because they do get warm in there because they're giving off body heat, and it's a pretty insulated suit. So yeah, they do have hoses in there already. They're not going to have ones on the side of their heads. I think, yeah, the CC's just joking, and I don't think they're going to have Coors Light in any of them anytime soon. Maybe the low alcohol kind. Artemis got delayed because it was trying to use what they call the Space Launch System, which was a new rocket system that was being developed out of old parts from the shuttle program. It kind of worked, but it was expensive to do. And it was like, we used this rocket once and it's pretty much over with. And part of the reason this happened was because of politics. There's like a congressman in one district who wants this part built in their state, and another congressman who wants another bit built in their state. So it gets built all over the United States, and it has to be assembled somewhere instead of under one roof. So that's part of the reason why it got canceled. But CC believes in all kinds of conspiracy theories and space is not real and this kind of stuff. So no wonder he's thinking this.
Remember that thing? You put two beers right up on the top. You had tubes coming out. Yeah, that's the same thing with the. I'm sure that NASA's bringing in so much money. I'm absolutely certain they can come up with something gizmo like that on their spacesuit. So all you have to do, you don't have to open the spacesuit up, even though they're not in any vacuum or anything like that. But to make it look like Hollywood stuff. You just put the 2 beers right here. You just put the tubes in. Get your helmet on. You're good to go. Don't worry. Pokes a hole in the bottom of it. You see, these are ideas that NASA's coming up with. They're working really hard. Okay, they are working very hard on the ISS. All of these ideas are being generated on the ISS. Don't you understand this? Bullshit. Stupid things like this that you'll have to listen to. Okay. Ridiculous things like how tides happen by the moon, of course. Now, if that comes up in a conversation at the Thanksgiving table, you might want to interject a little.
Okay, tides are never actually brought up in a conversation at our dinner. I know the tides are caused by gravity and the interaction with the moon, and higher tides are caused by full moons and lower tides by new moons. My brother-in-law and his brother both work on the Bay of Fundy. My brother-in-law works as a boat captain and has worked as a fisherman for years on the Bay of on the Bay of Fundy, which has the highest tides in the world. And his brother is a fisherman and a diver. So both of them are very familiar with tides and how tides work, and I am, because I've seen the tides come and go all the time. So it's not a very difficult subject at our dinner table. If that's a major topic of discussion, maybe you should update yourself on that. Okay, I'm going to end it here. There is a short that was supposed to end the video, but for some reason in the long form, the second part, the audio went all staticky. So I'm not going to try to do that again. But I hope everybody has a good day, and goodbye, and see you later.